Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's Kane, the Sexy Ninja, and the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about Monday Night Raw, July 8th, 2024. Cole and Pat on commentary. It is great to have Pat on commentary again. You do miss him, especially when you hear him throughout the night. He just drops these great little one-liners here and there. Gives us what I missed when Braun Strowman comes out, and he goes, "That's one big son of a bitch." You know, he has that energy that makes you like, oh yeah, man, we're in for a good night. We started off with CM Punk and what he did to Drew, screwing Drew out of the World Heavyweight Championship again, having him cash in his Money in the Bank and failing at it. CM Punk says, as long as he's breathing, man, I'm going to do whatever I can to take out Drew. And I want Drew to not be suspended because Drew lost his shit at Money in the Bank, the post-show. He hit Adam Pearce and he got suspended indefinitely. But CM Punk's like, please, because I don't care what we do. We can fight here, we can fight there, we can fight everywhere. I just want to get my hands on Drew McIntyre because this is personal. He's wearing the bracelet of his wife's name and his dog's name. Drew, CM Punk's out for blood, Drew. That's what it is. And, of course, here comes Seth. And he comes out, and I like that CM Punk gets on commentary real quick. He's a little bit of a smart ass. He's like, man, he takes forever, doesn't he? And they get in the ring, and Seth tells him, like, dude, I told you I would not mess with you or bother you or, disrespect you unless you got in my business and you got in my business. And Punk goes, okay, and he reversed that. He's like, I'm sorry. And I was like, oh, he said he's sorry. He goes, I'm filled with rage, revenge. I'm filled with all these things, and I kind of got one-sided, and my goal was to screw over Drew. It wasn't any intentions to screw over you, but because these two have something. But I like what Seth said. He goes, as soon as you're cleared and faster than you can call out Drew's name, I'm going to break that fragile little arm of yours. And I was like, oh, my God. Oh, it's getting spicy. And Seth says, like you were talking about consequences, actions have consequences. Bam, mic drop. Punk's like, oh. So these two had a really good back and forth. Adam's backstage. Dom's like, yo, why are you teaming me up with with Liv? It could be his mommy, his new mommy. With Liv. And he's like, Liv came to me, wanted the match, said you wanted the match, so we have the match tonight with you and your dad and everything. He goes, I thought that's what you wanted. You want to go beat up your dad? And he goes, not with Liv, though. And here comes Liv. She goes, oh, let's go work on strategy. And he's like, oh, my God. Dom's like in his own little personal hell right now. But he tells us, I like how he caves in. He goes, all right, fine. Hopefully there's some chicken nuggies. Oh, the chicken nuggies. Our first match of the night, Jey Uso versus Chad Gable. Really fun. And Jey Uso got the win. But here comes the Wyatt Six. And it was yeet out. Chad Gable's like, damn it. Why me? Why, Lord, me? And Chad Gable gets out of there. But we have another box. And she gives it to Pat. And Pat's like, what the hell's going on? Like the last few times, Michael Cole really hasn't said anything, just scared. Pat's like, what is this? Do I have to take this? He's like, hey, I've been doing it like the past 2 weeks, man. That's yours. And then of course, there's a VHS in it. Sheamus is watching and he goes, ooh, that's spooky. And Bronson Reed interrupts his interview with Jackie. And it sets up a match for them next week. But Bronson Reed tells him, like, hey, I'm going to go beat up your boy Pete. You best watch out. Then we have the new VHS. They're like, okay, take it to the truck because this truck magically found a VHS player. Bronson Reed versus Pete Dunne. Fun match. Bronson Reed got the win, but he wanted to send a message, so he beats up Pete a little bit more, and Sheamus comes out, saves him, but Pete pushes Sheamus away because I feel like he feels Sheamus abandoned him. Him and Ridge, abandoned. And Sheamus has to pick up those pieces. So Pete doesn't want anything to do with Sheamus. So he leaves. Then we have Sammy, Miz, Truth, Strowman. They're getting ready for their big match tonight. And Sammy's ready. He's going to go to the ring next. We have the Judgment Day and Seth. And Seth talks to Damian. He's like, hey, man, I am going to be a man of my word. As long as you're champ, I'm not going to come after it, blah, 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 blah. But Damian goes, you know what? Throw it out the window. Next time we battle, I will give you everything. Even more than the last time to prove that I am worthy of this championship. And Seth goes, okay, all right. Sami Zayn comes out. He's like, basically like, what's next for him? And what's next is a rematch with Braun Breaker. I felt like Braun should have won that match, my opinion, for Money in the Bank for the Intercontinental Championship. And Braun Breaker comes out, stares at him. Sami's like, yo, you just going to stare at me all night? What do you want to do? Huh? And Braun, and I love this. He's like, you know, what I got to say to the guys back, you're the first person to beat me, blah, blah. He's going on and on. And he goes, well, drops the mic, spear, beat down. And then, of course, here comes the security and everybody. They're trying to get Braun away. Then Braun, I don't know how he did this to Adam, but he points at something in the crowd, and Adam looks and he's like, peace! And he runs and spears Sami Zayn again. He's like, gotcha. And then here comes Ilya Dragunov. And then we get Sami and Ilya in the med bay with Adam. Ilya's like, I want Braun Breaker tonight. Adam says, fine. And Sami's hurt, holding on to his ribs. But, man, that was a really great segment, man. And then we get a John Cena recap, you know, talking about him retiring. And I got to say, shout out to Drew McIntyre using social media for his build stories and everything like that, because he called Adam, I believe, a bald bitch or something like that. Man, we're living in a crazy, weird time in professional wrestling, man, where stuff like this, I don't even think Vince would even want. Doesn't want people on social media or TikToks and everything. I think everyone's just having a really great time right now in this business, and it's amazing. You can see it. There's passion. We got the Judgment Day versus Awesome Truth and Strowman. Fun match. Judgment Day got the win, which I was very happy about. Strowman had to chase JD. He always has to chase JD. We have Adam with Punk backstage, and he's like, hey, man, like, what's up? Like, can we get Drew back here? Adam's like, you know what? I will reach out to Drew. If I can get him back here next week, which he will be, you can't be anywhere near here, okay? And Punk's like, oh, come on. And he's like, no, you got to go home. And he's like, dude, I've been home too long. I need something. And he goes, stay home. I will figure this out, and we'll see where this goes, because you're not even cleared yet. And Punk's like, fine. Then we have Ray Zelina backstage. They got their big match tonight. They are ready. They are ready to whoop Liv and Dom. We got Liv and Dom backstage. She's like, no, I'm going to help you. You got some routines. And she pulls up his leg and, like, on the couch. She's like, wait. Oh, wait, that feels good. And then perfect. Here comes Damian. Wepa. And then comically great is, like, Finn, JD, Carlito at the back. Their head kind of pops around the corner. And catching Liv and Dom in some weird act. And Dom's like, oh, no. And Liv's like, I got to go. And Damian's like, dude, what the fuck? And Damian had a call earlier, too, after Seth left him. He goes, are you here? Yeah. So hinting at things, it's going to get spicy. And he's like, dude, you got to figure this out, man. And he goes, yeah, it's not that hard. And Carlito looks at his crotch and goes, it looks hard. Oh, my God, dude. They are landing comic gold, drama, spiciness. Oh, such a great story that's going on here. Then we have the VHS get played. Here we go with Cole and Pat. And they're like, all right, here's the video. It's Bo going back and forth between Uncle Howdy and himself, but also revealing the family. Talking about, you know, we were outcasts. And am I sick? Are we sick? And like, yes, sick is what we're going to be then. And I was like, oh. Chad goes, he's like, dude, did you see that, Adam? Adam, I'm creeped out. He's like, I don't know what I did. And I was like, you did something. And as he's walking in, Bo is in his office. And I was like, oh, what? What's going on? Mysteries afoot. Damage Control promo. They want to get back in the game. They have a match tonight. And I'm rooting for Damage Control because I like Damage Control. I feel like they really do need to establish themselves, but something else happens later on. But now we got Ilya Dragunov versus Braun Breaker. Great match. I mean, these two, I already knew these two were going to tear down the house. We're seeing a new regime, some new change into this business. Younger athletes, younger superstars moving up and shining really hard. And I got to say, I said it in my review, but Heatwave, far superior to Money in the Bank. In my opinion, just far superior. And I had so much fun with that pay-per-view that seeing these two, I'm like, yes, the future is bright in WWE, but it ends in a DQ. And, of course, he tries to take out Ilya, but here comes Sammy, and it just ends up being a fight. But Braun Breaker wants another shot at the IC title, pretty much. Then we got a Damian promo on Gunther, and we have a Gunther one later on, too, because now they're set to face each other at SummerSlam. We got the Final Testament. I really don't care. Damage Control versus Lyra, Chance, and Carter. Fun match. But the bigger story out of this match, win or lose, is the fact that Sonya, Zoe, and Shayna come out after and they start beating up everybody, establishing this new group. There's no name yet, but this new faction. And I'm very excited to see where this goes. And I love Sonya, so her acting in that manager role, I believe, would be really well. But she did throw some hands. Kathy with Ray Vega, because they got their big main event coming up soon. But Jackie does step in with Sonya, Zoe, and Shayna backstage interview. And yeah, they said, hey, we're putting the women's division on notice. Look at these three. This is what's gonna happen. Chaos. You know, we're going to beat up everybody. And then Fire and Dawn interrupt, and they have what this new group wants is those tag team championships. Of course, I told you the Gunther promo. And we have Liv Morgan and Dirty Dom versus Lena Vega and Rey Mysterio. Awesome match. Of course, Liv Morgan and Dirty Dom get the win, but it ends with them, laying on Dom laying on Liv, and he's kind of like, no, and this is my brutality. Oh my God, here comes Mommy's Liv's face, Dom's face. That place exploded. Oh my goodness. And I was like, Liv, run. And she does, and Dom's in the ring. He's like, oh my God, what is going on? And I love this last shot. Rhea gets in his face and pointing at him and dude, Mommy's home. And Dom's like, Mommy, you're home. He got caught in the act, which he did because a few times he caved into what Liv Morgan was trying to do. Earlier in the night and right when Rhea came out. Oh, good stuff, man. And this was a great Raw. I give it a solid 5 out of 5. I'm very interested to see what this Wyatt 6 stuff is going to play out. Match of the night, I gotta say this one, a lot of fun. And Zelina and Liv, they took each other to the limit. So, but great match, man, great ending. Rhea Ripley is back. Monday Night Raw, July 8th, 2024. Cole and Pat commentary. Whew, that's it. That's all. Drop those comments below. Tell me what you thought of the show. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with the mom down at Walmart. I am KMB the Sexy Ninja. And remember, the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
I'll beat him up in the cheap seats. There's people on this side of the camera. I'll beat him up over there. I want